nation. Let me know where you are joining me from. Hi, everyone. I am Ingrid Laster, formerly Flora Daisy. Yes, I've changed my name. New me. I am a digital accessibility expert and founder at Lenora Tech, which is a fantastic company that has the mission to help and support leaders and tech professionals create inclusive and accessible experience for everyone. And I mean it, everyone. I like to self-describe on the show just because in my audience sometimes we have people with low vision or people who are blind. So I am a black woman, yes. I'm always smiling, always laughing, and yeah, I'm currently rocking so long wavy hair. It's like black and burgundy, and I have like a yes, like a black and burgundy suit with a blouse that is like black and white, and that's about it for me. But you know what? Today I am super excited. I see a few comments. Please don't feel shy. If you have any question at any point in time, if you have an aha moment or you're just loving what you're hearing, give us a thumbs up, a heart. We'll take everything. So today I'm excited because I have an incredible guest speaker with me. I mean, have you ever experienced burned out at your job or at any place? Let me know in the comment because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Like, burnout is real, especially when you are trying to achieve so many things and the ideas are popping or the team is like asking things, the system, the yes. Today I have an incredible guest speaker. Her name is Yolanda Church. Well, and she is a fantastic leader helping and supporting people avoid burnout with strategies and systems in place. So I'm excited, especially when it comes to accessibility. There's so much to do. So, guys, please help me welcome Yolanda. I am bringing you up here. Say hi to Yolanda.
Hello, 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 and thank you, Ingrid, for having me here today. When I met you, I just love everything that you do with accessibility and making sure that people understand and are able to see and be a part of everything. So I'm showing up here with Ingrid today. I got on all the colors in the rainbow. I'm excited. I smile. I giggle. As people say, sometimes my face say the things that even my mouth don't say. So. Just to introduce myself, I am Yolanda Churchwell. I am the CEO's fractional COO. I partner with small business female founders, CEOs, to help them streamline their operations so that they can maximize their profits. As a 20-year veteran of the IRS, I'm here to tell you that systems and processes make all the difference. It's the difference from literally being a chief everything officer in the weeds, trying to run around and be reactive and chase all of the things, get all the things done, to being a visionary CEO where you stand at the top of the mountain and you look down and you see nothing but rivers of opportunity and streams of income.
Love it. Love it very much. You know what? I'm really excited about this because, again, Yolanda, with your years of experiences and the support you have been providing, incredible people around. There's something that you said that, got me like, wait a minute. What is she saying here? You said that the plan to fail is not the same thing as the plan to succeed. I was like, wait a minute, there is a nuance there. And I want you to tell us a little bit about it. But before we get to that, I want to acknowledge a few people that say hi in the comment section. Please, if you have any questions for Yolanda as well, feel free to share as well. Or if you want to share your own experience as we are journeying, right, as we are moving forward with this show, please feel free to do that. This is a safe place for us to all share together. So I see Dr. Iris, hopefully that's how you pronounce your name, said, love this, Ingrid. Thank you so much. I see another person. For some reason, LinkedIn is not able to identify you, but promise, I will track you down. The person said, hi, Ingrid, thank you for hosting this webinar in Colorado today. Okay, I see your name. This is Deborah. Yes, hi Deborah. I see on LinkedIn here. So the other person that I see commenting is Dr. Rocky. Yes, Dr. Rocky is here from Ottawa. Yes, this is so cool. Like we're so global right now. I remember I had a chance to work with Ina. She's an incredible person in Virginia. Hi from Ina in Falls Church, Virginia. We have also Yolanda is in the building. Is that building or place they say? I don't even know. But hi, Yolanda. I'm so happy that you are here as well. Oh, Ina is sending some kisses. Mwah! Love you. So please, Yolanda, can you let us know what is the nuance? Especially when it comes to accessibility or any project, sometimes people just want to stay afloat. They're like, I'm planning not to fail because this is a big deal, you know. But what you're saying is that there is a nuance, and each side of that can lead us to maybe something great or something not so great. But please let us know.
So the reason that I came to even understand this and be able to put it into words is that this is not my first business. I started out, I had a retail store with women and men's clothing. It was an instant success. I was doing this alongside, I was still working at the IRS at the time. And I had a brick and mortar. I had two online locations. I was doing vendor events. I was personal stylist to pastors and first ladies for across 3 states. Everything was going really, really, really well. And the business was growing. My bank account said the business was growing, but I started to feel a little overwhelmed sometimes because I was placing a lot of orders because I like to look different. And I wanted my clients, my customers to look different. So I didn't order like a bunch of things. I ordered in very small quantities. So that requires that you stay on top of your ordering. I partnered with local tailors to make sure that my clients wear their clothes didn't wear them. Some of y'all know the difference of that. And I was finding out that, at the end of my day, I worked all day at the IRS and then I work at the store and then I would come home to these stacks of paperwork. And a lot of times that paperwork got pushed to the side and I went to bed and woke up the next day and kept it moving. And so what happened is I had started to feel frustrated and overwhelmed, and I couldn't understand why. Because on one hand, my bank account says everything is good, it's growing. But on the other hand, I felt like, even though my customers hadn't noticed it yet, I felt like I was letting them down. I felt like I was failing, like I couldn't keep my head above water. And so I prayed on it and stuff. And so what I realized is that I had a plan. I had a backup plan. I had a backup plan for my backup plan. If you know me, you know I'm in the details, baby. I got a flow chart. If this don't work, then this go here. But what I did not have is a plan for if it did work.
Ooh.
So when I would work with a woman to help her get dressed, I start with a good foundation, a girdle, bra, because what we don't want is the rimples and the dimples. We want to be able to have her curves accentuated. And my business didn't have a girdle. I
Mm.
didn't have systems and processes. I didn't have automation. I didn't have CEO days set aside. And I definitely didn't have a good team to assist me with all of the things. And so it's important as whether you have a career, whether you run a ministry, whether you have a business, it is so important that you put that foundation in place because success is a wave. And when it comes in, you don't want it to drown you. You want that foundation to be able to continue to elevate you so your business does not fail. So, yes, you want to plan for the what ifs, but make sure one of those what ifs is success.
Ooh, I love it. I have spoken to so many people, just guest speakers and also in my area of work. And I've seen a lot of leaders where, things get quickly overwhelmed. Some people
Mhm.
are really victim of their own success. I was supporting one of incredible company, Verizon Wireless in the United States, and we started our program around accessibility, and we didn't think it was going to be so successful that all departments started asking us to do some review, and we were
Mm.
overwhelmed and understaffed. And some people might relate to that, if you have been in organization where you did so well that the demand became higher, and we didn't really have a process in mind to kind of handle that. So eventually that almost drawn people, but you said something around the fact that you can level up with systems and strategy. Can you share a little bit about it?
Yes. So what happens is that normally when I come in to help my clients come to me, they're at a point in their business where they're starting to feel this tug of war. It's you have a product or service. Most often my clients have services. You know what it is that you do, you know who you do it for, and you know how you do it. However, what has happened is that you are starting to have a level of success. You can accidentally make up to three, four, $500,000 without processes and systems in place, but you won't be able to sustain it. So what happens is you start to feel this tug of war between what it is you do for your clients and what it is the business of doing business, all those things behind the scenes. So I come in and help you put some order and streamline all those things behind the scenes so you can focus on what it is that you are truly talented and gifted in doing, so you can focus on your clients and making sure that you're able to deliver that transformation or provide that solution to whatever it is that you do. So it's very important, that you have your processes and systems in place, because what happens is once you get clear on it and you start to have success, you need to document that. That's where you figure out how do you do what you do. You know how to do it, but can you teach someone else how to do it?
Mm,
Can you express it well enough that we can put my biz besties in place, delegate and automate? Okay. So we want to make sure that we document your work processes so then we can put systems in place. We can build a team. But if you're not clear on how you do it and you can't convey that to other people, how can you hire? How can you put systems in place? You don't want to be out here just getting systems and they're still not solving your problems.
yes. And that makes so much sense, it's quite interesting what you just said, because I think that sometimes communication is the other thing that is also sometimes missing or not properly handled in businesses or in organization. People know, like leaders, or the people that have the ideas or running those initiatives, they know what they want. At least
Mm-hmm.
they have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
But communicating that properly to the team, and again, we're talking about a team with different nuances,
Mm-hmm.
different culture, different beliefs. So sometimes communication becomes such a big part in creating the system and the processes. But I love also what you just said about the fact that you need an expert. You need
Mm-hmm.
an expert to come and support you, at least create that foundation so
Yes.
that you roll with the ease and flow of running the business. I don't know if that makes sense to someone, but definitely does make sense to me. You know,
Yes, there's a
so
there's a there's a saying that says you cannot see the label from inside the jar. So you need someone who can come. It's
guys, what do
kind of
you
like
think about what you just said? Because whoa, yes.
yeah, it's kind of like with a coach. Like all the players are out on the field and they're doing what they do, but it's the coach who can see everything from an aerial view. So when you bring someone in like me, you bring in a fractional COO, then I'm able to see where the things that you're not able to see are at and help you to identify them. Also, having a business is a lot like your teenage years. And I don't know about some of y'all. Mine were fun, but I definitely would not do them all over again. But as you're an adolescent, as you're growing and you're maturing, your body goes through all of these changes and they're not always comfortable. Well, that's the same thing that happens with your business. And all that means is you just having some growing pains. And what does that mean? Growth requires new solutions. What you did to get to this level, you've got to switch that up to get to the next level. It's like when you're dieting and you reach a plateau and you're not losing any more weight. You have to pivot, you have to shift what you're doing so that it will continue to have effect and do what it used to do. That's all you have to do as a CEO. And sometimes that's not easy to make that mindset shift because you've created this formula and you're doing it. And so you need someone to come in who can say, this still works. We just need to move this piece over here and do this over here. And so growth requires that you do things a little bit different.
Yeah. And I think that the other thing that people have to keep in mind, me included, is that the tools that you've used in the past were fantastic. They serve you well, they push you to where you are today. But in order to move to the next stage or the next level, probably
Hmm.
exploring new tools can help. But again, it's not to add things
Hmm.
to your workload to even feel more burned out. It's about finding the right thing that will help you let go of certain things that are
Hmm.
not serving you anyway or anymore, to move with ease and flow. And I like that part, ease and flow, because as human being, as we get, older, and we have many ideas to support, to impact, or to create, there's just so many things we want to accomplish. And
Hmm.
so when you said there is a strategy, there is a system that can kind of, help this journey much
Hmm.
better than what you are doing, that makes so much sense. That makes
Yes.
so much sense. Wow.
Absolutely. 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 It's actually, it allows you the freedom because what you will do at that point is you literally, as I said when I was introduced, you literally go from doing all of the things. When you start a business, you're typically a solopreneur. You're doing all of the things. You're figuring out what it is and how to do it. But as you continue to grow, you're going to need to, you can't do all of the things. You're going to need to bring on a team. You're going to need to put in systems. And then when I say that you want to be the visionary CEO, what happens is that when you have a good idea and it works, whether you're in a career, again, a ministry, you're a CEO, all of this applies across life, a parent, whatever that role may be. What happens is that you're going to have new ideas and you're going to want to try new things, but you cannot go out and work on new things when you're bogged down by this one thing. And so if you think about it, when you're standing, if you've ever stood at the top of the mountain or if you've ever looked at a picture of a mountain, when you look down, you can see the water. You can't see the water when you're standing on the ground level. You have to get above it. And so once you're above it, then, like I said, those are rivers of opportunity and streams of income. That's how you get to additional income streams. That's how, when opportunities knock on the door, you're able to take advantage of them and be able to grow with them. If you're bogged down in the day to day, then those opportunities will come and you won't be able to take advantage of them. And what I do know is that opportunities don't die, they just move on to the next person.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And I think that this is also not just a situation to say that the person is not skilled enough to do what they have to do. It's just a different set of skills
Hmm.
that you need to bring in to leverage. I used to tell my husband is like, oh, I don't trust AI, blah, 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 blah. Some people like AI, some people don't
Hmm.
like AI. And I'm like, AI is just a tool. It's like driving a
Hmm.
car. It takes you faster to a target place, a location where
Hmm.
you want to go, but you still gotta
Hmm.
drive it. you know
Yes.
you still gotta
Yes.
drive it. So having an additional set of eyes from a different expertise might actually just again enhance, empower whatever you're doing so that you get there faster.
Hmm.
Audience, if you have any question for Yolanda, please feel free to ask your question. We want to hear from you. We want This is a platform where we are sharing, but we want you also to share your ideas, or if there is any question, as always, don't feel shy. Just ask your question and we will answer that. Yolanda, you said something about a success formula. I'm just going to let you break it down to the audience, but what is it about?
Okay, so again, we've been talking about you need to make sure that you have a plan to succeed. Okay, so what is in that plan? How do you get there? Well, again, it's three pieces to this. It's strategy plus your SOPs plus your system. Starting with the strategy, what is it that you do? What is it the solution that you provide? What are your goals for your company? What do you want your clients to do? All of those things. This requires that you take a moment and step out of the day to day and be able to put on your visionary cap, put on your leadership cap, and be able to say, "This is what I want to happen. This is how I want things to proceed." Okay. Then you know what it is that you want to do. You know how you do it. So then we're going to create those SOPs. We're going to put those processes in place. We're going to document them. We're going to
Can you
implement
please,
them.
Yolanda, sorry, can you just explain what is SOP for the folks that
Oh,
may not have an idea? But yes,
Oh, most definitely. SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure. Short form is your step by step directions so that someone can get a task done. Oftentimes, what happens is, and people hire and they say, "Oh, that hire didn't work out." And I hate to step on people's toes, but I kind of have to. It's not that the person wasn't qualified, and it's not that they couldn't do what you needed them to do. Did you take the time to document, give them direction? Did you set them up for success so that they could do things? Because we don't want to create little versions of ourselves, but we do want to create an environment where people can come and bring what they bring to the table with a level of excellence. You
mhm,
can't expect for someone to show up in their excellence if you don't create the stratosphere for them to show up.
yeah,
So SOPs are simply those step-by-step directions in how you do what you do. The best case scenario, let me tell you a quick example. Once you figure out what it is that you do, okay, let's say your social media and how you go about creating it and posting it. Okay, you write down how you do that step by step. So the first thing that that's going to allow you to do is, now you know how it's done. You know how much time it's going to take. So even if you're not ready to hire a team, you can better manage your time because you know exactly how much time that task takes.
yes,
If you are ready to hire someone, well, guess what? You can use that SOP to create your job posting. You can use it to create your training manuals. You can use it to create your evaluation methods. Okay. And then once you're clear on it, you have everything written down, you know exactly what needs to be done. That's when you want to look for systems or to be able to automate the parts that you do over and over. Remember when I was talking about my business and I said I did a lot of ordering? I was doing all of that manually. Had I automated some of those steps, it would have been a lot easier. But you can't automate, you can't hire when you're not clear on what it is you do. So SOPs or work processes are the second step. And then you move to the third step, which is your systems to be able to automate and delegate and get things done. And that's how you get to success. You have to be able to strategize as a CEO. You have to be able to document what you do and how you do it, and then be able to put the systems in place, the delegation, the teams, the automation, the systems, so that you can make it all work together. And that will give you the success and allow your business to scale.
I love it. And I think that knowledge around that, even for a leader or a CEO or someone who is trying to create something bigger in this world, is important. I'm going to just be transparent here and vulnerable here and tell you a little story that happened to me that was not really funny. So, as I started my business, at some point, someone said, "Hey, you need to do marketing and you need to have a funnel and you need blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Oh, yes, I can't do all of that by myself. Yeah, I need someone." So I kind of spoke with a few people, but because I didn't have a good vision of what exactly I wanted, right? I didn't probably do enough research. I just swallow everything that people were saying. I spoke with someone, I hired that person to do certain thing for me, and I paid $2,000. Guess what I got from this $2,000, Yolanda? An email, an email copy. Just say, "Hey, this is accessibility. It's important. You need to abide by it." And I was like, "What is that?" And eventually, with that person, I felt like, nah, it wasn't going anywhere. And I said, "We need to work that amount out." And the person said, "No, I'm not giving you back the money, because it was a process and you didn't
Mhm,
stay till the end of the process." I said, "No. um, are you going to tell me that I'm paying $2,000 for a little copy here? Not even a funnel, nothing, not even a
mhm,
marketing system, just for a copy." And that's what I got. And I think that's what, when you say you need to have a knowledge, you need to kind of put
mhm,
down what you know. And just that exercise will
Mhm.
even allow you to say, hey, I don't know much about this area. Maybe I need to find out what is
Mhm.
it that I need from this area. And thinking about the nuance of succeeding instead of the
Mhm.
nuance like, I just gotta make it or I just have to survive, is really different.
Yes. And again, I'm a my father's a pastor, preacher, so I'm a preacher kid. So I always, if that's not your belief, it's okay. But I always say, God will let you exist at the level that you settle at. So if you don't know and you don't want to know, then things are going to happen. For you, that was a $2,000 lesson. I have clients where that's been a 5 or a 6 figure lesson. And when you're trying to grow and scale your business, you don't have 5 and 6 figure lessons that you can continue to make. One of the things that I thought about when you were saying that is that when I say the strategy piece, when you sit down and you write down what it is you do, how you do the things that you do, it allows you to create a realistic expectation of what you want other people to bring to the table. That realistic expectation is what will allow you to be able to better pick those people to come in, and you're able to say, okay, so these are the deliverables that I want. What I actually am looking for is a marketing strategy. Tell me what needs to be done on a weekly basis, month by month by month. What I actually need to know is how many times do I post on this platform? How many videos do I use? Those were the type of things that you needed. However, you probably did not include that in your job description because you never took the time to sit down and say, well, right now I'm doing
Exactly.
3 posts a week. I would like for it to be 5. And
Yeah.
so I like reels, I like videos. And so you never took the time to
I did
really get
not.
into
I did
looking
not.
for
And I
who
think
you
that
are.
that's sometimes the things that burns us the most
Mhm,
because we are assuming that picking up someone from just the title will give us a solution, and then we become a little bit more stressed when the person
mhm,
is not in alignment with us. But you said it right, having the vision of the success and describing how this can unfold. And again, I am a person who loves flexibility, and in my line of work and encouraging leaders to hire people with disabilities, there is a
mhm,
need for flexibility here. If
mhm.
you're working with someone who's blind, someone who is deaf and may not hear you, but they can communicate well while writing or texting.
Yes.
Again, it's a way of being just flexible, but you need to have a setup of the vision that you want. And
Mhm.
please do not judge people because they are fish in the pond or they are shark in the pond. Just to say that it's not because someone is not doing the same way as someone else means that that person is less than. That
Mhm.
person's genius can be elsewhere. But again, having the vision of the finish line gives you a flexibility to just grab the right person and to see a result, which I think is important. So I like what you said when you say you need a strategy, you need to have a better SOP. And
Mhm.
what was the last thing that you said that you need to have? Delegation,
Yes, you need to
trusting
make sure you have the
people.
systems in place to support those SOPs. And I want to say to what you just said, that's what I mean when I say you don't want to just bring people in and make them miniature versions of you. First of all, we're all created in our, unique and in our own ways. But when you put the standard out there and you create, okay, this is what I need, and then the people can come in and they can do what they do, and they bring their own specialness to the table. And so while you've been doing it this way and you've been getting this result, they can do it the way that you want, but they can put their extra sauce on it the way that they do. And actually, what happens is instead of creating little miniature versions of you or little copycats, you may bring someone on board who can help you take things to a whole new level because they bring something to the table that you didn't have. If you
Yes,
always the smartest person in the room, you need to find you a new room.
that is so true. I love it. Oh my goodness, we're already at the end of the session. So, Yolanda, where can people find you if they need to continue the conversation?
Yes, so you can definitely connect with me on LinkedIn, Yolanda K. Churchwell. You can connect with me on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, Yolanda K. Churchwell. You can connect with me on Facebook and Instagram, the Business Assistance Group. And one of the things that I tell people all the time is that not only do I come in and partner with you and bring the strategy, but I run a done for you agency. A lot of times you get bogged down because, again, as a CEO, you're trying to do the things you have no business. We take your to do list and turn it into done for you tasks. There's no need for you to even do that. So hand that off and let somebody else do it. And then you can go on and have a new vision and a new plan and find a new opportunity. And so definitely, definitely. And I have a special gift that I want you to be able to share with your audience. I have an assessment because a lot of times you talked about burnout. A lot of times people don't even know you're burned out. You think that you're procrastinating. You think that you don't know how. But in reality, burnout shows up in so many different ways. So I have an assessment that I'm going to share with you guys here. Please feel free to take it. It lets you know what type of CEO are you. Are you burned out? Are you a visionary or are you somewhere in between? And provides you with actionable strategies and next steps so that you can get to visionary CEO.
Love it. So are we going to share the link right now, or are we going to share the link later
Yeah, I can
on
drop it in.
after?
I can drop it in the chat right
Yes,
now.
please
Yeah.
do that.
Yes. Let's
That's
see.
fantastic. So please use the assessment just to find out where you stand, and maybe that will give you, awareness is such a big thing. So for me personally, I think that the more you know about yourself, you know, can really help you go further in life and supporting different people and initiatives. So this is fantastic. I mean, I can go on and on with with how you can manage yourself and things like that, but I've learned so many ways, um, through failures and also through wins. So I'm really excited that Yolanda, you joined today and you gave us a little bit more insight and keys around this. So guys,
So I dropped it in the private chat because it won't let me leave comments
we
while I'm
directly, okay, perfect.
yeah,
So we
so
are going
feel
to
free.
share the link after the show directly on LinkedIn, and we're streaming also on YouTube and Facebook, so we can do that later on. If you missed the last episode, so last episode, I had Timothy Springer, the founder of Level Access and also 1 to 100 million, where we spoke about building a powerhouse from start to 100 million. And the next episode will be, all about accessibility, leading with inclusion, and 5 steps to show you mean it. So I already dropped the link on, I think, on social media. So if you want to register for next session, which is going to be in 2 weeks, join me, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So again, I want to say thank you to Yolanda. Thank you, Yolanda, for joining us, and we'll see you audience next time. Bye bye.
Bye.